A lot of people have anxiety and depression and negative thoughts nowadays, more common than ever. Both men and women, older or younger. It's more common than ever, unfortunately. Some of you guys think that you're born with it. And when you have that mentality that you think you're born with it, you can't get out of it. You don't think you can get out of that anxiety, persona, depression, negative thoughts. You don't think you can get away with it or get away from it. You go to therapy, you take all these pills to cope, and that's it. You don't actually face your anxiety because maybe you're scared or it's painful. And I understand that. It's painful. It hurts. It's scary. It really is. It's real out here. Coming from someone who had anxiety, depression, negative thoughts, dark negative thoughts every single day for 3 years. I went through it, and it's not fun. I'm going to give you guys a little bit about my backstory and how I got out of that dark place full of just depression. It was a dark time for me. And maybe you can relate to this backstory in some way. And after, I'm going to give you guys a message to anyone dealing with a mental health crisis. Negative thoughts, all of that. It's not fun. It's real out here. So I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's hop into it. I truly believe in 2019, me smoking that gas, that ganja, every single day, me dropping out of college with no direction, no purpose, no plan, me going through a tough breakup, and I mean tough breakup. It was bad. I was so down bad. I was a mess after that breakup. It's not even funny. And my parents getting divorced, all in the same year, in such a short period of time, all this happened. And my mom passing away a year later really took a toll on me, a heavy toll on me, mentally. I was so out of touch with myself. 2019 through 2022. But in that time span, I was trying to get better, but I kept falling short. I was going through a lot of mental issues. I was mentally unstable. But mind you, I had the best childhood. I was a spoiled brat. I'm not trying to flex or brag or anything like that, but I was traveling, I was exploring different places at such a young age. A lot of parents save up money for 4, 5, 6, 7 years to go on one trip. I was going on several trips, like every year. Again, I'm not trying to brag, so don't come at me, please. Please. But I was experiencing heaven. I was experiencing a good life, a good childhood. Riding bikes, getting all these toys, entertainment. Just me being a spoiled brat, living in the present moment. Living with 2 lovely parents. But that year, 2019, a lot of things changed for me mentally. And I got into the habit of smoking weed every single day, working at a job that I didn't like at all. I was a slave to that job. I didn't see a future in this job. So I'd be smoking every day, weed, nicotine, to numb my problems away, to numb my pain, to escape my pain. And I believe that is what caused my depression, my anxiety, is the lack of ambition, chasing self-pleasure, smoking and watching the corn, downloading all these dating apps, Tinder, High or Not, Bumble, OkCupid, eHarmony. Bro, I was paying for a lot of these subscriptions too, to see who liked me. Oh yeah, man, she looks cute. Yes. She swiped right on me. Yes. I got a hot one. I got a hot one. I got a hot one. Yes. And I text her right away. An hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 24 hours go by. No response. It killed my self-esteem. And all this changed me. I was more negative, irritable, sad, lonely, within. I used dating apps to cope with my breakup because I couldn't handle being alone. And having these negative thoughts, I'm talking dark negative thoughts, was icing on the cake. And I don't know if you guys experience numbing, like a specific level of numbing. It's like nothing excites you anymore. You're here, but you're not here at the same time, if that makes any sense. You're just out of touch with yourself. Nothing feels real. You just have anxiety and nothing excites you. You just don't appreciate the good things anymore. Your dopamine receptors are fried. You're anxious all the time. And you just feel isolated. That's how I felt. Mentally unstable, and the only pleasure that you can find and get was watching corn or something hyperstimulating like weed, alcohol. Bruh, that was all types of bad, bruh. I ain't gonna lie to you. And 2019, the end of 2019, I knew I had to change. I didn't like where this is headed. And after the divorce, me and my mom were living together, and she was such an inspiration. I'm not trying to brag because she's my mom, but she is generally a good person, uplifting person, a spiritual person, and we lived together, and she taught me the ways of improving yourself, all that, and I knew I had to change. And she helped me. I said, Mom, it's going to be different this time. Going into 2020, it's going to be different. I'm going to change. Because she knew I was different. I was not where I wanted to be. This is not who I am. That anxiety, those negative thoughts, and just my lifestyle in general, it wasn't me. So I cut off weed. Or at least I try to cut off weed. Start self-improvement. Going into 2020, I found out about NoFap, meditation, cold showers. I was making progress. Going to the gym, running, eating healthier, cutting back on weed, and not the corn though, because I was still addicted to the corn, unfortunately. But I was making progress, little by little. But I was getting there. And when I made progress, when that year progressed, as soon as I was trying to self-improve, get better, my mother passed away. And I'm not trying to ask for sympathy. I'm not trying to seek attention. I'm not trying to make you guys feel bad for me or anything like that. But her passing was one of the reasons for my mental health crisis. And prior to her death, I was thinking about death all the time. Different ways of passing away. All the time, every single day. Those were my negative thoughts. And having those negative thoughts and suddenly her passing away just didn't help me at all. It took my anxiety to a whole different level. I was mentally unstable, and yeah, it was not fun. Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna try to wrap up this backstory. I don't want it to drag on too much, but yeah, my childhood was full of sunshine and rainbows and sunflower seeds. Like I said earlier in the video, I was spoiled, happy, living in the present moment. No trauma, no nothing. So me experiencing the divorce with my parents and, losing my mom, it was traumatic for me. It was hard for me. Dealing with all this anxiety, depression, it was real. I found out it was real. I experienced it. I lived it. And I found out later that year, 2020, after all this stuff happened, about spirituality. And I did my research, I did my homework, and I really wanted to change. I was still feeling numb. I was still feeling out of touch with myself, and I wanted something. I wanted to heal. I wanted to actually change for the better. And I found out about spirituality. And eventually I got on my spiritual journey. And one thing I learned about my spiritual journey is it hurts to heal. It really is. You're touching parts of yourself that you've been running away from, whether it's anxiety, depression, whatever the case may be. Because maybe you're scared, it's painful, but like I said, it hurts to heal. You're facing your demons head on. You're not running away anymore. You're just here in the present moment trying to get better, facing your problems, facing your trauma, facing the negativity, facing the anxiety, little by little. And that's what I did. That's what I did. Even though I was on my spiritual journey, I still felt lost, a lack of direction, a lack of purpose. And that's part of why my mental health crisis and my anxiety was still present. But my mental health crisis finally stopped when I found God. And that might sound kind of cringy to say, but for real, it stopped when I found God. God taught me a lot of things. He showed me a lot of things. He taught me that the toughest battles are for the toughest soldiers. Everything happens for a reason. If you're in a dark tunnel, at the end of that tunnel, there's light. Light full of love, healing, wisdom, freedom, happiness. There is hope. No matter what, there is hope. And God saved me from my pain. So I have a message for you, the person that's watching this video. To anyone who's watching this, to anyone going through a mental health crisis. Just know, at the end of the day, no matter what you're going through, anxiety, depression, how severe it is, just know you're going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. You're not going crazy. You're not weird. You're just you. What you need to do is, you need to create a new you. Do not define yourself as your anxiety, your depression, first off. Have a new identity. Change yourself. Rebrand yourself. Do what you gotta do to make yourself feel happy again, feel pure again. Yes, gym, meditation, cold showers, eating healthy, that's good. But you have to really dig within and know what's causing the negative thoughts. And just know, it doesn't define you. You are not your thoughts. You are not your anxiety. There is hope for you to get out of it. You have control over your thoughts, your mind right here. One of the only things you have control over is your mind. What you think. Life is full of setbacks. It can be negative sometimes. But just know, you being in touch with yourself, fully aware of what's around you, can help you. If you're having a panic attack or your negative thoughts are racing left and right, just stop and breathe and take a moment and analyze where you're at. Try to always be present. Know where you are. Know what you're smelling, what you're seeing, what you're hearing. You're alive. You're just here. Okay? You know your name. You know your age. You know what year you're in. You know the day. You know the time. Little stuff like that. Just evaluate everything that's around you. Please, guys, coming from someone who suffered through anxiety, I know people suffer a lot worse, unfortunately, than me. But I really experienced a really dark place, man. And I don't want to overshare my story, but you get the concept, you get the idea of what I'm trying to say. It's not impossible for you to get out of it. It's time to change, guys. It's time to actually take control of your life. Stop letting the panic attacks, the anxiety, the depression to take over you. Thunderstorms do not last forever. Your pain will not last forever. I'm living proof. Honestly, I never thought I'll make it out of that dark place. Really. But making tiny changes every single day. Being slow. Being still. Being steady. And taking it one day at a time will go a long way. Take as much time as you need to be you again. You have full control. You have the power. It all starts with you. Alright, y'all. I hope this video has helped you in some way. Thank you so much for listening to my backstory. If you didn't, I'm going to at your house. Any obstacle, any challenge, you guys can overcome. Always remember, nothing is beyond you. You can do it. I love you guys, always and forever. Love, hope, peace.